got the first 5 disciples of the Buddha, which is pretty cool. He started out with these 5 guys, actually. And when he came back, they were like, "You are Gautama Buddha? Oh, you're a joke." They made fun of him. They're like, "Well, you're the one who went back, resorted back to your old ways and your old days of money and girls, and because he left them to go off on his own to discover the Dhamma on his own." So when he came back, and these guys were like, "Oh God, here he comes," and he pretty much says, "Will you allow me to speak?" And he gave the first sermon, the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the spinning of the first turning of the Dhamma wheel. And these guys still had their doubts, and he told them, "Have I ever spoken to you like this before? Have you ever seen me like this before?" And they're like, "No, Gautama definitely has never presented himself in such a way that was peaceful, and he talked different. There's something different about him." Eventually, he influenced these guys to follow him. Now, what people don't know is all my Gen Zs out there is that these guys were already influencers. Most of these guys had thousands of followers behind them in the religion that they were practicing. The Buddha was smart. He eventually snatched these guys up. They became disciples, became monks, became arahants towards the end. And then that was how his ministry blew up. Because if Kodanya is going to follow the Buddha, everybody behind Kodanya is going to follow him. So then you got a bunch of monks already. Quickly, the ordination process. Now, back in the day, the ordination process was 2 words. EHI, comma, bhikkhu. Ehi bhikkhu. So if the Buddha sat here and you wanted to become a monk, the Buddha would say, "Ehi bhikkhu," which means, "Come, monk," and you were a monk. And here you go, here are your robes. But now the process is a lot longer, But I find that very interesting how his ministry got started. And the study of the Arahants, the study of his disciple is amazing. Eventually you go through the readings and find out the little personalities of these guys, and then you're like, wow, yeah, that one definitely gave the Buddha a hard time. That one achieved enlightenment with just what? With just listening a couple of sentences? Which one remembered everything, and which one installed the chantings, right? Notice how I don't give names so that you guys can do your own research. I make it too easy for people, right? So that's the first 5 disciple at Deer Park, okay? And we come over here, very important statue here. And you can come closer, right? I want you to see the Buddha's face, right? It's important to see the Buddha's face. I'll just stand here. So this is Mahaparinibbana, where he passed away. Oh, I didn't mean to touch. I was trying to lean. This is the only religious statue in the world that you see a religious figure lying down. Now, if you want to know the truth about somebody, watch how they sleep. Watch how they sleep. If she is sitting next to you, laying next to you, and if she looks like Sleeping Beauty, she probably is Sleeping Beauty. Like, kind, gentle, compassionate, understanding, loving. And if she's laying next to you, vulgar, really not keeping it together, you tell me what that personality is for her or him waking up. Same thing with meditators. Some meditators look very peaceful when they meditate. They just do. You look at them and you're like, oh my God, I want to be just like you. You see certain meditators and they're struggling. There's a lot of anger. You watch people when they meditate, you can tell if they got reservations in their heart, something's boiling in here, but it manifests through the face, the lines. Remember when you see like old people and they just look really grumpy? They've been grumpy for like 50 years, and it's like, Tom, you were angry for 50 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's difficult to find someone who is seasoned, old, and look magnificently peaceful, or you feel their energy. I mean, more like the energy than the outer appearance. The outer appearance just kind of let you know who you're dealing with, but it's the energy that will tell you how much they've changed, or this is a person that you can trust, or how you feel about them. Back to the point is that the Buddha, every statue of the Buddha laying down, you will see him very peaceful, as a direct result of keeping the precepts, morality. I mean, imagine if he sold drugs. He would have to sleep with one eye open, because when is the SWAT team going to come down raiding his house, right? Now, there are people out there who don't live life right. They rape, they kill, they steal, and they're like, well, you know, Big Brother's coming. Boys with badges and red and blue lights coming. Or you can't have a peaceful rest. A lot of people reach out to me because they can't sleep. I can't sleep. My anguish in my heart, anguish in my mind. My mind's on fire, my heart's on fire. And that's where we give up. Coming here is giving up. It's like I leave my life to the teachings of the Buddha. Now, since he's passed away, the teachings is transmitted by and through monks. Skillful, seasoned, authentic, good, experienced Buddhist monks that have practiced for quite a bit, you know. And this is how you will achieve your own Mahaparinibbana. If you practice right, you can actually time your own death. When you're so in tune with your breath, you know when things start to fail, and your body will tell you, hey, you're leaving soon. Like in a matter of a couple hours, you're gonna be gone. Ajahn Mun knew when he was gonna die. Caught malaria, he was on a boat. So he told his disciples, his students, someone give me my Sangati, which is the outer square. He grabbed it, went to see the Buddha. On his third bow, he did not get back up on his third bow. On his third bow, he just like remained in that bowed position. And his student came up to him and tried to detect the breath. The man achieved enlightenment right there and then. But that can be achieved by any of us if you practice right. You know, when you practice right, you can time your own death. And everybody's afraid, when am I gonna die? Really, you know, like when am I gonna die? How many sunsets are you guaranteed? 0. And it's no wonder why I go to the beach a lot. You know, remember back in the day I used to go to the beach a lot and meditate?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know how many sunsets I have left. Very easy to understand. When people are like, oh, really nice sunset. You're missing the point. There's a man out there who is bald-headed, that he's wearing colors of death, and he's facing the sun. There's a meaning behind that. Right. So I tell people, you know, you got, you know, even if you took 75 years, if I told you you're going to live the 75 years, you would guarantee 75 years. Think about it. The first 25 years was adolescent. 1/3 of your life is spent sleeping, so that's 50 years already out of the way. Then the other 25, how did you spend that last 25? Not to mention accounting for schooling. So take 10 out of there, you got 15 years left. 15 years left with the one that you love. 15 years left with your kids and children before you have health problems. Give or take. So even if you get to live to 75 years, technically only 15 to 20 years is quality of life. The other ones were full of pain, sorrow, and you were sleeping. And it's a rare thing that you get to walk on this planet with joy and laughter for 40 years, perhaps, you know? So this is a very significant meaning here, Mahaparinibbana, because it emphasizes death. And part of our training and practice is meditation on death. And that I hope to inspire the world to really think about it. You got one life to live. People ingest drugs